Hey guys, it's Crystal aka QueeenBRZ back with another video for you. So today I'm here at Azusa Canyon with Mike Kang and we're gonna be swapping cars, so stay tuned to find out how it goes. Alrighty guys, so today's a really exciting day because like I said, Mike and I are going to be switching cars today. He's going to be doing a little shakedown on the Honda EK and test out the new alignment that we just got done. And I am so excited because I get to drive the car that won the Super Lap Battle. It's turbocharged and it has a lot of really awesome race modifications done to it, which we're gonna go into a little bit more detail. Okay, Mike, so tell us a little bit about what's in your car.
All right, let's get into it. We got a 2017 BRZ. You'll notice the first thing here is the turbo kit. This is the GReddy T518 kit. Smallest turbo that they have, but it makes enough power and obviously enough power to win at the track. Everything is ceramic coated. We have fueling modifications, including the delicious flex fuel kit. We also have a boost controller, so I can change the power level that I have on the fly. I can do anywhere from 5.5 to 12 pounds of boost. You'll notice if we go around, we got camber plates up here from the CSG spec Tein Flex A. Got a big brake kit, raised wheels. These are the 57 CR in Sakura pink. And you'll notice the car's not too low. A lot of guys like to lower their cars a lot, but I choose to keep it higher so I get better ground clearance and I can ride berms at the track. If you keep going around, you'll notice the APR carbon fiber bits. We have the front air dam, the side skirts, and the rears. And then the biggest thing you'll notice on the back is the Voltex Type 2 wing. This is a 1600 millimeter wing on the 245 millimeter stands and a carbon fiber trunk. And we'll keep going around here. You'll notice the CSG Touring86 exhaust. This makes the car legal sound-wise at every track in the world, and it also makes the car California legal. I don't have to worry about getting pulled over for a loud exhaust. Last but not least, a lot of these tracks are really far away. You'll notice I have OEM Audio Plus. This is the reference system. Gives you a sub, an aftermarket amplifier, and it gives you crystal clear sound inside the car.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, do you hear that? That is so cool. I just killed a bunch of butterflies! Oh my god. That's awesome. This car has so much control. It's really responsive and I like that. Wow, that's so awesome. So that happens every time I guess I let off the gas. That is so cool. That never gets old. 7/4. Wow. So I'm just really surprised at how responsive the car is. It's just, I actually like it better than mine. It's just very like easy to control. And I really like that, especially going through these really like tight corners. I don't feel like I'm sliding at all, which is awesome. And I'm pretty sure it's just also because, or it has a lot to do with the tires that he has. But I'm just so surprised. I mean, I'm going 70 through really tight corners and I'm not scared. Oh, fun. A cop. It just is so easy to go fast and it feels so good. So what I really like about driving Mike's car is that I don't feel the body rolling. everything just feels very planted to the ground, and I think that's, in my opinion, all you can really ask for in a car. And I just need to find out how I can get mine as amazing as this, because I really am just having the best time. I was going almost 80 miles an hour right now, and I just had to slow down major because I almost got caught by a cop. There are a lot of cops up here today, but I'm just so surprised at how, first of all, how fast I can go in a very short amount of time, which is awesome. The power is great, something I'm not used to, but I am really just blown away by how little body roll I have. I'm blown away at the grip. I'm just blown away at how planted I feel, and I don't have any like sliding in my tires, which is nice. I feel like, especially when I go to autocross and at this past 8.6 Cup, I could feel my tires like giving out, and that was something that Mike was like, oh, you shouldn't really have to feel your tires giving out, like you should feel planted at all times. And I didn't understand really like why until now. This is really great. So Mike has the Tein Flex A coilovers, and these are basically the direct competition to Race Comp Engineering. And to be completely honest, I really like these. I feel like I don't feel a lot of difference from my coilovers. I know mine, I'm not sure if these have adjustability or not, but I know mine do, and I'm definitely pleased with how it feels on the softest setting. I really like that, but I do really like these coilovers. When I go over my bumps, it doesn't feel like I'm in pain every time. So I really like that with these, but I can definitely see why they're in direct competition, because they do feel very similar.
Alright, driving Crystal's EK here. I have no idea what's done to the car, so I think that's the best way to evaluate what's going on, what's good and what's not good, because that way there aren't any preconceived notions. First things I noticed are the seats. I think these are out of a DC5 Type R. I've actually sat in them before, and I really like it because it's nicely bolstered, holds you in place as you're driving, and it lets you drive really hard but still have something streetable. It's safe to drive on the street rather than like a bucket seat that you get aftermarket like a Recaro SPG, and you can't really do that to a modern car anymore, because a lot of the time, like in the BRZ, you're deleting an airbag and it's no longer safe, where these are approved for use worldwide. Second thing I noticed is the steering wheel. It's a nice personal wheel, much smaller diameter than most of the cars out there, but I like the feel of it. It feels good in my hands, just the right size, and it gives me just enough control of the car where I can see exactly and feel exactly what the car is doing. Steering feels pretty good so far, so it seems the alignment might be a little bit more on the aggressive side. When I'm turning, there's no dead space in the middle, which is always a good thing. And even when I let go, the car tracks straight, so we know the alignment's good. That's kind of important. Go around the corners, go and do it a little bit faster, and the car bites. I feel the front end responding. Obviously, we're in Azusa Canyon, so we can't push the car super hard. You want to make sure you're safe, stay in your lane, stay within the speed limits. But at the same time, you can still feel out the limits of the car, especially when you have a lower horsepower momentum car like this, where you generate lap times at the track, not by using the horsepower, but by cornering faster. Got a nice left turn coming up here. Just gonna go into it without braking, see what the car feels like. Got pretty good balance going in. Even as I get onto the throttle, I don't feel the car understeering or rotating where I don't want it to. Something you definitely don't want on the street. One thing I do notice, however, is that there's a lot of tire noise, and that's something to be expected with the performance modified car. It's a little bit louder than most of the tires on the market. These are, I believe, the Federal RSR, which is known for being a great bang for the buck tire. It's got a lot more grip than these factory Civic tires would have, but they do get a little bit more road noise, which is to be expected. Got a tighter corner here. We'll downshift the gear. Even on throttle going to the corner, this is definitely a high grip momentum car. Because even on throttle, no push, no understeer. I don't know if we're going to be able to get anywhere close to the handling limits of this car. It might actually be high enough where the track is really going to be the only safe environment to explore something like that. Big right-hander coming up here. The bicyclist will give him a little bit of room. Oh, I definitely feel how light this car is. I wish every car were like this. Should have a tighter corner coming up here. Even as this corner tightens, I'm still able to go through it with complete control. This is actually a lot better than I thought it would be. Got a nice transition, right, left. Very little body roll. There's not a whole lot of weight to actually move around with this, which is nice. Still picking up the speed a little bit here. Still responding nicely. I really like the steering wheel. Feels like the valving for these coilovers, if they're coilovers, are pretty good for what we're doing. We're getting good damping going through the corners, at least at the pace that we're going, and it's stiff enough to control the body roll, stiff enough to be able to feel the road without being intrusive or making the car hot, which is something you don't want. A lot of guys fall into the trap of going, hey, like, I'm gonna drive aggressively, I'm gonna set the rebound, damping, or whatever adjustment there is on the coilover to maximum, thinking that they're making the car faster, but they actually are slowing themselves down. They're making the car hot, and that's not the best way to extract performance. You want the car to stay planted and stuck to the ground so you get maximum adhesion time. That's going to give you maximum grip to the road, which means you can go around the corners harder and faster. One thing I noticed with the steering is that it responds to every small input. It doesn't take very much effort for me to change the direction of the car. You'll notice I can just use my fingertips to do that. There's no play in the steering, which is good. But being an older car, it doesn't have a lot of self-centering action. Meaning, if you let go of the steering wheel, it's not necessarily going to go perfectly straight unless you already put it in that position. I think a lot of it has to do with just putting these bigger, stickier tires on the car than what it was meant to have from the factory. And that takes away a little bit from that self-centering. The tires just have so much grip, so much stick to the ground that they're able to pull themselves in the direction that they're already pointed without the car just naturally pulling it back. And that's one of the byproducts of putting bigger, stickier tires on the car. A small switchback. Looks like we got a tighter right coming up, followed by a left. We'll downshift the gear, go into the turn, give it a bit of throttle. When you give it a throttle, it bites very nicely and shifts that weight over, and it transitioned from almost getting into a state of understeer to when I got on throttle, it stuck. It planted itself. That extra load was just enough to give the car the grip it needed. I think this is going to be a great car for Chris to learn front-wheel drive on. Nice transition here. At a street pace, it takes that bump pretty well. Enough to feel it on the car, but not enough to upset it. Just enough power to be able to maintain speed going through this entire section. Going through that tighter touring, you can definitely feel it loading up and starting to wash out on the front end, but we're also getting pretty close to the limit of the car's grip.
So I'm really tripping out at the compression surge. Every time I like let off the gas or brake a little bit, it goes, and I've never heard that before in my life. So it's really a trip for me. Every time I hear it, it makes me all happy and tingly inside. So I love that so much. Part of the reason I really wanted a turbo was because I like the sound of the blow-off valve, but this sound is like way more cute and fun. I could totally get used to that. One thing that I noticed right away when I started driving this car is that it stalls out a lot easier. I guess like the clutch, everything's like way more sensitive. So the clutch is really sensitive. I stalled out in like 1 second after turning on the car. And I was like, what the heck? I have this car. Why am I stalling out? But I guess everything is just like very sensitive. That's why when I'm barely touching the gas, I'm like taking off. And I love that. It's just very, so you can hear it. I'll see if I can try to do it more if I'm about to go in like a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit area. Oh, it's like a little kitten. It's purring. That's so great. I love this. That's so awesome. That's never gonna get old. Oh my gosh. So based off of this, guys, I really want a turbo now, but everybody keeps saying supercharger, that I should go for supercharger, but I am like blown away by turbo. I think I'm gonna get one. I don't even care. I just need to save some money. Okay guys, so we made it to the top of Azusa Canyon and it's such a beautiful view. We're just here now debriefing and kind of exchanging ideas. I know that you guys heard a lot about what our thoughts were on the way up, and we're so excited to hear what your comments are going to be down below. Let us know what you think about Mike and his driving, and his takes, or your takes on his car as well. Do you have any final thoughts that you want to say on the Honda Civic?
Looking at it, I love driving older cars. I can feel everything in the car. It's visceral. Even though it's not a lot of power, when I get on the throttle, not only do I hear it, I can feel the car in my whole body. And to me, that's awesome. It's light, it's refreshing to drive.
That's awesome. And me driving Mike's car, I thought I was done with my BRZ, but clearly I'm not. There is so much I want to do now, and his car is goals for me. I definitely want to strive to get something like his. But yeah, overall, I think we had a really great ride up. No crazy rocks in the road like last time, so we're really excited about that. Just a bunch of butterflies in the air for the butterfly migration. But yeah, Mike, so thank you so much for driving our cars today. Do you have anybody that you want to plug or any shout outs that you want to do for yourself?
Well, appreciate you guys having me out here. This was really fun to do. I haven't had a chance to drive an older car like this in quite a while, so for me it was really fun to go back to the roots of how I started lower powered front wheel drive cars. As far as shout outs go, Counterspace Garage for giving me all the support that they have. Delicious Tuning for handling all the tuning on the car, especially Zach Tucker, who has done hundreds and hundreds of revisions on the tune for the car to make it perfect. The proof is in the pudding. I've done over 120 track days with the car and the engine still is going, and I make a pretty good amount of power. GReddy for making a great turbo kit on the car, as well as Voltex and APR for the aerodynamics on it. Last but not least, Sweidit for the interior, and OEM Audio Plus for giving me something to listen to on my long commutes. Also guys, I'm going to be picking up a Supra later this year. Stay tuned on my YouTube channel. We'll have a link below for you to click on. We're gonna have a lot of content there. And last but not least, if you're looking for feedback on your car or have a cool car for me to drive, give me a shout, shoot me a message, and let's figure something out.
Yeah, where can we find you on Instagram and YouTube?
YouTube, I don't have a custom URL yet, but we'll have a link below. I'll have one day. Instagram, you can find me at Psychoasian, PSYCHOAZN.
Awesome. So you heard it, guys. Like and subscribe to Mike's YouTube channel and follow him on Instagram. He's very knowledgeable. I've learned a lot from him in the short time that I've known him, and I continue to keep working with him, or I want to continue to keep working with him in the future, gain some more knowledge and really improve myself as a driver. So yeah, I guess that's all that we have for today. We hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, QueeenBRZ, Mike out.
I fall in love too easily. I fall in love too fast.